Other interesting business news, you have IHOP. They have a brilliant new way or an idea to combat the sales slump. Biscuits, which, okay. So IHOP is, International House of Pancakes. Well, and they're known for pancakes. Although some moron in their marketing department, a couple years back, they attempted to make hamburgers, and it was a shtick or like a joke or a marketing stunt where they were going to change their name to IHOB, and the joke was it's going to be International House of Burgers. And as far as I know, they didn't really increase any sales. It just confused fans, annoyed people, and had everyone thinking, well, what the hell are you thinking? Like, if you can't get a pancake right, how the hell are you going to get a hamburger right when there's a lot more variables and I would debate ingredients as well that go into making a good hamburger? But I partially digress. Now, they purged a lot of their menu by about a third during the pandemic. So kind of going the McDonald's route, where when McDonald's was first founded, they had a huge menu with a bunch of stuff, and they quickly realized the majority of profits came from about 6 or 7 items. So they just purged the menu and they just kept it simple. So they kept to the main things that made the most money, and by doing so, you're able to streamline the business, make everything more efficient. Makes sense. So it looks like IHOP did that during the pandemic as well. And they're claiming that the new item menus are largely focused on driving attendance in diners during lunch and dinner hours and attracting more takeout offers, which, my mind is moderately blown. Who's going to go to IHOP for dinner? I mean, I would debate you, like, if in terms of like equal restaurant experience budget, I would guess you maybe go to a Denny's, which, interestingly enough, I haven't seen in, maybe 10. I don't think, they're certainly not doing well for marketing in Texas. I don't think I've seen one, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, I can't fathom people going to dinner to a pancake store. And businesses try that. It seems like you have a pendulum in many businesses throughout the decades where you have them doing one thing really exceptionally well. They try to grow. Some of them go and diversify the company exponentially. There's one time where General Electric made everything from nuclear warheads to miniguns to fridges and washing machines. And oil and gas. They're probably a good example of one of my most diverse companies on the planet in terms of their portfolio of products. And, after a couple of hard fiscal quarters, they decided to consolidate, and they came up with, I believe, 4 key business categories that they now serve. And they even spun off the home appliance section. So nowadays it's just a licensing deal. It's not GE actually making it. But with IHOP, they're trying to make, it seems like such, now, what they should do, in my opinion, they should advertise Brinner, breakfast for dinner. That's a brilliant thing. You sometimes can't beat a good egg white omelet with salmon, some roasted onions, vegetables thrown in there. Why not advertise that? There's an underserved Brinner community, I would argue. But no, they want to go with biscuits and try to serve biscuits for lunch and dinner? What? It seems like a Starbucks. I don't. So going over to the fiscal behind the IHOP, they say in the latest quarter, IHOP same-store sales grew by just 2.1%, despite higher menu prices compared to the year ago period. Now, their sister brand Applebee's, which they both own, they bought them out, they did even worse, reporting the same-store sales declined 1% in the same period. Well, yeah, it's Applebee's. I don't know who the hell. I don't know who soberly goes to Applebee's willingly. Like, I've never heard someone say that is their first choice of food. Now that I think about it. I don't even think they sell fresh apples, so even false advertising too. Now, it looks like shares of Dine Brands, which is a parent company that owns both of them, they've fallen 25% this quarter. And I know public schools are at all-time low for history, math scores. 25% is known as 1/4 or a quarter, similar to a quarter of a dollar, which is now useless because of the government inflation printing more money. But nevertheless, 1/4. That's that much less. I've now done more than some public schools in America, which is sad. Now, it looks like they dragged its market value down to $856 million, which that's not good. Which, if you're a company who used to be worth billions, now you're all below that mark. It's not good. Now they claim this breakfast biscuit sandwich with the choice of a side will be available September 26th for $7 to appeal to budget-minded customers. Which, yeah, you have to. It's IHOP. No one's going to pay $15, $20 for a biscuit. That's the other issue about that business is the entry-level businesses, which is a nice way of saying cheap businesses or having a lower price point, the consumers are even more sensitive to price changes. And you need to make a profit but you can't raise the price too much. So they're in a very competitive market and very difficult market. The main way they make money is volume, very similar to McDonald's. McDonald's only makes a little money per item, but if you have more and more of those items, they add up in aggregate, and that's how you make a living. Now, granted, McDonald's is a corporation in Chicago. They make it because they're a real estate company, but the franchise owner is what I'm referring to in this case. So it'll be interesting to see how they do, but yeah, I can't fathom. I would never get a biscuit from an IHOP. Granted, I don't think I've been there in 15, 20 years. Have you guys seen IHOP lately? Their marketing is definitely not great because I haven't even hardly thought of them in years. Let me know in the comments, do you even have an IHOP by you? And if you do, when was the last time you walked in there? And if you did, let me know. Did you buy something that was not pancakes? Because that's the category they're trying to grow out of and go away from their core competency. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to increase their sales, but at this point, I don't see this making a big impact. Again, a better marketing idea, I think, is go for the Brinner. That might be more fun. Incorporate, get good old salmon egg white omelet. Damn, I would really want one of those right about now. But even now that I think about it, I go to a mom and pop restaurant near me that makes some, I would say it's kind of mid-level price, and they make great breakfasts and Brinners. My go-to is never an IHOP. So I'll be interested to see if they're able to grow and kind of pull back and increase their sales and get out of that nosedive. And it'll be interesting to see, but I always say, time shall tell. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in again. Again, we're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of September. Actually, 4,000 if we really swing it. So I really appreciate you clicking that button. Also, taking the time to like and comment helps me out. Appreciate the feedback and insight you have with these topics. Love to hear about your experiences. Also, and lastly, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.